Sunday is Mother's Day, and we're going to be appreciating the mothers in St. Martin. Talk to them and give them their present. Appreciate them.
Being a mom is so much of responsibility, but you do it with so much love and so much care that is like a given. It's a gift that God gives to you to bring soul to this world, for you to nurture, to bring them in the admonition of the Lord, which is the first thing that we should do. If you bring your children, as I said, in the admonition of the Lord, the chances are, of course, that they will never leave the word, that they will always continue. No matter if they go astray at some point of time, they will always come back to the word, to God.
Well, a mother to me is a woman that shelters her kids, shows them love, guides them, protects them, and family is first. A mother is selfless. She's your maid, she's your cook, she's your doctor, your nurse. She puts herself last and puts her child first. At least I do with mine. It gets hard sometimes, extremely hard, but I would say just keep pushing, just keep fighting. At the end of the day, you have someone that's looking at you and going to follow your footsteps in some sort of way. So don't stop. Just keep pushing.
So on behalf of Strictly Business,
we'd like to give you a
token for you as a mom.
Thank you very much.
Thank you a lot. Okay.
Really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Make sure to appreciate your mother this week, because if it wasn't for her, you would have been here. So make sure to do your thing, appreciate her, and you have a blessed day. You'll hear from us. Peace. Good evening. Welcome to Strictly Business. This is your boy Rolex Jr. here. Every Wednesdays and Sundays with you. Every Wednesday on 6:30 in the afternoon, and every Sundays 12 o'clock. And we're ready to go. Before we go into our special program today, let me start by saying hi to our special sponsors. Jerky, thank you Jerky so much. If you want some nice chicken, you can go right there at Jerky on Illidge Road. Illidge Road right there. You can get your jerk chicken, ribs. You can also go right there at Plaza Casino. We also would like to thank GEB. Thank you so much for being with us, GB. Thank you so much. We appreciate it so much, GB. Thank you for being with us. We also would like to thank the video block right there in French Quarter. Brian Double B. What's up, man? I hope all is well and you're listening to the program tonight. We also would like to thank Aki Supermarket. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us. Aki Supermarket right there on Illidge Road, 80 Illidge Road 112. We also would like to thank Bull Chance. If you're thinking electronics, make sure go right there at Bull Chance in Front Street. Thank you so much for all those special sponsors. Guys, today we're going to have a special program. As you can follow our page on Facebook and my personal page. We're being around St. Martin, visiting some mothers and talking to them about what is a mother. Okay, now today I have two special guests with us tonight, and we're going to talk a little bit about mothers, and of course their mothers also, and we're going to talk to them about their experience being a mother. Okay, let's start with you guys. How are you guys doing tonight? Good evening. Maybe we can start with Tatiana. You can say your names because I don't want to do any mistake with your names.
Yes,
go ahead, Tatiana.
Good evening. Thanks again for having me. My name is Tatiana Arenal, and I'm a proud mother of 3.
Of 3, yeah. Most people know you, so go ahead.
Hi, my name is Madisha.
Your last name?
Madisha Stewart Canagiter.
Okay.
And I'm a mother of 2.
You're a mother of 2.
Yes.
Okay, guys, welcome to the program tonight. I'm happy that you guys came. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks
for having us.
No problem. My first question to you guys, right? What is a mother? maybe Tatiana, you can start with it. What is a mother to you? What is being a mother? What is that?
Okay, I like how you corrected yourself and say being a mother, because I don't necessarily believe that you have to give birth to be a
Be a
mother.
mother.
You can nurture a child and love her or him as your own without actually having to give birth. But again, of course, you have the nurturing aspect, the loving aspect of it, the caring, and most of all, being there.
Yeah.
Being there is very important, and I think that's the most strenuous of all.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, being
there,
present.
being present for the young one.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I,
Alicia, go ahead.
I do agree with what Tatiana says, you know, the nurturing and all of that, and you don't really necessarily have to bear a child in order for you to be a mother. I also do believe in training up a child and you know, guiding and caring for a child to
Train
make
them
sure
the
that,
guidance.
you know, that you love them, you care for them. So
Okay.
it's not all about, you know, giving birth, because I know Mother's Day is coming around, and
Yep. Sunday.
you do have persons that
Couldn't
don't-
give birth.
Right,
you
but
know.
you still have those persons out there that do care. They how you say, they take in as their
Yeah.
own. They foster. So a shout out to all the women out there. who
Women
does
out there.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, when I hear you say, like, both of you guys have given birth to young ones, how many kids you have with each other? Two.
Have to-
But I still believe, or maybe you guys can give your opinion if you talk to people who couldn't give birth. Even when you raise a child, there's still something is going to be far, maybe very, very far away, you know, that you still wanted to see, you know, your own
Yes.
or give birth, you know, because I my own personal experience, you know, the day when my first son was born, it's experience. Telling the honest truth, with my second child, it wasn't even the same. Yeah, the first time it's so. I love both of them, of course, but the first time is the first time. It's so, it's different. It's a moment I cannot explain, you know. So, as a mother, what do you think about that of the mothers out there who couldn't give birth, and maybe you can give experience of people you know.
Yeah, I deal on a daily basis with lots of women,
Yeah.
and of course you have cases where, yeah, biologically they're not able to give birth.
But
And I think women, we are designed, the way our bodies are made, we are designed to, you know, bring forth.
yeah.
And of course, you will always have that longing for. But I think that, you know, you are given everyone is given a task and a purpose, and maybe your purpose is not necessarily to bring forth, but then to raise up.
Yeah.
You know, there are a lot of children in the world that are being neglected. Someone gave birth to them. Someone had to
Yeah.
give birth, but it was just not in that child's purpose or in that child's destiny to continue on with the person that gave birth, but then to have you in their lives, you know, to bring them to serve their purpose or to fulfill their purpose in life. So I think in no way or form you should feel less of a woman because you may have difficulties in doing so. Again, we all have a testimony. We all have, you know, a purpose in life, and again, find yours and be fulfilled in that.
I do have many persons in my area, family and even at church, you know, that you know doesn't have. And trust me, they do a great job when it comes to young people. Sometimes, you know, if a child needs something, they donate, they sponsor. They do a great job when it comes. They do a better job than persons who have children.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. And also, you know, that's a pity because there's people who cannot give birth, you know, and there's people that give birth or, you know, and they just get them and they don't take care of them.
right.
You
You
know.
have those that give birth and they just
Throw them away, you know.
So-
There's cases that mothers, you know, they because when you're a mother, to me you're privileged
Yeah.
You know.
But again, it's also important to understand too that, again, I have 3 kids of my own,
Yeah.
but like I consider all their friends my children. Like
That's
I
right.
cannot
Right.
see them on the street doing wrong and not intervene.
Yeah.
You understand? And I tell parents that if your child is sleeping by me, let's say my kids have a sleepover, guess what?
I'm responsible.
I'm responsible. So they have my rules to follow.
Mhm.
And the same way I will look out for my kids and feed my kids, I will feed yours as
That's
well.
right.
Yeah.
And I think for our young people, because the thing is, the whole nature of how a woman is the role then of the woman has changed so much, where, we're now working. A lot of us are single parents.
Yeah.
And so you're divided into so many different parts, and I might need what's her name again? Sorry, Madisha, to maybe look out for my kids while I'm at work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, we are all, or we can be all mothers
Yeah.
if we so choose to be.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know y'all experience, but what about the young mothers? How can it go? Because I don't know, it's a privilege indeed to get a baby, to give birth, but giving birth in a situation that is not adequate. I don't know how you see it. Maybe you're 17, 16.
Well, I had my son at 18,
Okay.
so I know how it was, as a young parent, but I had the support of my mother, even though I wasn't with her most of the time, but she stuck with me from the beginning to the end, and she
Yeah.
showed me, like, you need to do this, you need to do that, and I really thank her for actually being there, at that time to show me. And I was around many young parents as well, and I watch and I observe and I learn and I grow
Yeah.
and I apply. So,
Yeah.
so for young women, I would always say, just look out for women with experience. Sometimes they tell you things that might really get on your nerves, but
Yeah.
sometimes they tell you things for your own good. So I would always tell them, watch, observe, learn, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. So, your kids. No, let me give you. So your mother did support you, right?
Yes.
With your first kid. Now, your mother was grown enough also to support you, etc. So that was a good case. But there's also cases that the mother really doesn't really support, or maybe supports, but in a bad way. Meaning,
She's like, you go find on your own.
yeah, or just tell you, yeah, it's okay. When you come another one is also good. So there's things we have to work on also as human beings. Because education, all of us want to have a good education, indeed. And I'm not saying if you have a kid you can't get education, but it's more difficult to.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. It's not
Because
easy.
I-
Did you say expensive?
Yeah, also, because I have 2 boys with my partner, both of them, so and we live together and everything, and it's a run-in, so I really respect actually whoever single mothers out there, because I just wonder how can they do it alone.
People ask me that so often, because I have like I said, I have three children. One was just recently crowned teen queen.
Indeed, yes.
Side,
Congrats to that, yeah.
Thank you. And
that's hard work.
That is a lot of work.
It's not
This
work.
story-
And the teen before that is my cousin actually.
Okay.
Tiandra, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And her mother worked very, very hard with her.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. So she's age 14, and then
And
I
you have 2 other ones.
two
remember?
other ones.
Okay.
Another girl
Yeah.
who is 12. So they have to think she's 12,
Yeah.
and I have a son who's 10 or 9, turning 10.
Yeah.
So and they're all active in their own way, and they all have their own characters. My son
Yeah, so
is
it's not
all
easy.
into sports. My second daughter, she's all into academics. The next one, she's all into pageantry
Yeah.
and fashion.
And you see,
those
like
kind
kids
of
like
things.
that, you can't hold them back.
You can't
right?
hold them
You
back.
have to.
You have to
know.
nurture it, and some people And that's all. A lot of people ask me, why are you putting your child into pageantry and whatnot? And one thing I've always said is I cannot pick and choose the dreams of my children.
Yeah.
You know, too often we try to steer it and limit it and to what we think is right and
They
what
have their own
no.
minds.
Yeah.
Yes, they have their own
Yeah.
minds, and they have their own calling in life. And when I see my daughter Shekinah on stage and how confident she is, and she now knows what it means to work hard, because like I said, I wasn't negotiating schoolwork either. I wasn't compromising where that's concerned. So you have to
Yeah.
perform your schoolwork, but you have to practice hard.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
you can
Because
be
if
cute,
you can't
but I won't win you a crown.
yeah,
You
yeah,
catch?
yeah.
So again, you know, come back to your question, where it's like, how do you do it? You just do it.
Yeah.
You don't
Think on
second
it.
guess. You don't think of it, because if you really think of it, you get overwhelmed.
Stress out.
Yeah, you get-
You feel stressed, and so you just do it, you know, and like I said, it's not easy. You touched just now on teenage you know,
Pregnancy,
pregnancies
yeah.
and motherhood, and you know, I would say my advice to young ladies out there is, if you've done it, do not live with regrets.
Yeah.
You know, do not live with regrets. Do not hang your head low, because again, you don't know. Maybe your road might be a little bit more rockier, but it's important for you to remain consistent and remain focused. And you can reach somewhere, and trust me, you instill that dedication, that time into your child. Trust me, they will make you proud, you know. But and to the young ladies out there that are not yet teenage mothers but are heading that way,
Yeah.
I would say, you know your worth. It doesn't matter if you have a child at age 30, it doesn't guarantee you that you won't be a single parent. But know your worth, and understand that when you take your time and really put things in prioritize correctly, put your education first,
Yeah.
get your good job, it makes things so much easier. You know, and
Yeah,
then what
yeah.
you want to offer your child, because we all as parents want to offer our child the world.
The way you're talking, I can conclude that, for example, I don't know what your first child your age was, but if your child come and you tell you it's age of 16, yeah, mama, I want a child, you will talk to her and
Yeah.
tell her.
I'd be upset.
Yeah.
I mean, of
Yeah.
course, because yeah, you know, you don't want you always want the best for your children.
Children, yeah.
And regardless to what, you know, I will be there for my children, you know, as my parents were there for me. I'm sure lots of decisions that I made are not really in what they had pictured for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I understand.
again, you know, everyone have their path to lead, but as parents it's important for you to be there regardless.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I would be upset, because again, I'm not working this hard for you to make life harder for yourself.
For yourself,
Yes.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So in focus is all I can say.
Yeah, indeed. And now I come with a special one for you guys now. A special question now. Why are there so much single mothers?
Uh-huh.
I
Why
would
why
think,
why look, I'm not a perfect man, but I'm doing my best, you know, to make sure everything goes good and get married. But you wonder why there's so much single moms now. And you know, what's going wrong? Because they're going more, they're not getting less, you know.
To me, I think there are many options. Some young persons, they probably made the wrong choice, and figuring out, like, you know, the dad was not the right choice for them at the time, you know, so they decide to go separate ways. And older women, I would think, they chose to be single parents because a lot of women, we are very determined, we are very strong-minded, and we just want to do our own thing. A lot of women have this thing like, we don't need a man to do this, we don't need a man to do that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you still need a father in your children's life.
That's one thing I always say that. You know, my son, I see that one time. A child, he needs his father, no matter how you put it, according to me. And you see it in the child, you know. And it's not easy. You know, I don't know what you will have on that to tell.
I have a lot on that. No, like you said, you know, I during I'll go back to my campaign that I ran in the last year, right?
Yeah.
September of 2016.
Yeah.
What I realized is that times have changed. And when I was in primary school, it was normal for you to have both mother and father in a house. Like,
Yeah.
if in your class, maybe 2 or 3 might be of a single parent, and the rest were all had mom and dad in their lives,
Yeah,
you know, in their house. Now it's exactly the opposite.
Opposite.
You know, you have maybe 2 or 3 or 5 with mother and father married or together and raising the child together, and all the others are single parents, whether single mothers or single fathers. I think somewhere along the line, we as adults, we got distracted and we got selfish. And I would say that because, personal experience, I did it the right way. I got married, I had my kids and whatnot, and it didn't work out. But I think that when we as adults really look at the importance of raising that child together, the problems that we have in a marriage, it should not, it might seem a little insignificant comparing to the importance of raising that child. We are too easy to give up.
Yeah.
Too easy to
Indeed.
give up.
Because back in the day, right, when I look at it, my grandmother, you know, and it's like whatever happens, they always stay together.
They always stick together. They would stick together.
50 years.
Yeah.
Go down.
I had that privilege being with my mother and my father.
Yeah. My parents, they're married. This year will be 40 years.
Yeah.
So that is like different. Like now, from like if you say you're married 5 years, it's like what, you make all of that? It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You know. So people got, you know, I would say that everyone got so involved in their own lives, in their own progress, in their own, you know, that we no longer form a unity in the home, and it's always about I and you, and it's not about us raising our children, you know. And you don't have to, and again, if your relationship is bad, I'm not saying that you have to stick in a bad relationship. That's not what I'm saying.
But what
You
about
need to
working out?
choose.
What about working out? You thinking working out?
So
Some
the
people say
cases-
sometimes if you don't love no more, yeah.
All
What to do?
relationships are workable. It all depends on
Yeah, I mean, look.
what's happening in that relationship.
Yeah.
Is it fixable?
Yeah.
And is the two willing to work together to fix it? But if you have only one, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it takes two.
That's true.
Yeah. And the thing is to, like, I would never say, you know, the person that I chose to marry was my wrong choice. It was the right choice at that time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, as people we also evolve. So your needs become different.
Maybe
The
at
person
time
that
they wasn't
yes,
ready,
you know,
but
I
then
got
after
married
a
at
while-
24 or 23 or 24. And
Yeah.
you know, if I look back at that person I was then, that is completely different than the person I am now. Like, you would not catch me on the radio station or radio interview
At that
13,
time.
14 years ago.
You mean to say you change? with
Yeah,
time?
you evolve.
You
Not
mature,
change,
yeah.
you mature, you
Mature,
evolve.
yeah.
You know, you so
So you're
you
saying?
no longer click.
Oh, I understand.
You no longer click. His needs become different, my needs become different. He can't fulfill my needs, I can't fulfill his. And in a situation like that, again, I always say choose yourself. You know, choose your happiness.
That's
If
right.
it is where you are completely unhappy, you cannot make a child happy if you are unhappy.
So you
Right.
believe maybe you was too young, or not really?
I was young, but
Because
again,
remember at that age sometimes you think differently.
you think different.
Yes.
But
you think
I was
different.
different
You know,
at that
and
age.
I
listen,
got
I-
married at making close, going on 20.
Or at 20?
So I married very young,
Yeah.
yeah.
very young.
So
you I know that as the years pass, you grow, you mature, and you think differently. Not only that when you become married, but the minute you have a child or children, everything
It
becomes
changes.
different.
Yeah.
So from
Yeah.
partying and doing a lot of stuff, or sometimes different experiences in your life make you feel
Just
like
striving,
I don't
you know?
want to go down this road anymore. This is the path I want to choose, and to me that weighs heavy on a relationship because that is what I was going through for a long time. I chose a path, my husband chose a different path, and then we decide,
Yeah, yeah. But I believe too, well, I personally believe or seeing around and talking to different people, I think women are, let's say, ready faster than men.
Yeah,
But they
yeah,
mature faster.
Mature faster. I mean,
Yeah.
that's from puberty, that's from childhood. You
Yeah,
know?
you know, because if at the age of 23, you know, my wife or whatever tells me, yeah, let me go live together, I'll be like, whoa.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
if you
it's
feel like-
different.
A man is not quick to think like that.
No,
unless
no.
he really wants it for himself, he'll say yeah. But
Yeah, yeah,
a
but
woman is more, prolonged to that
But I
because
ju-
if
yeah.
she makes up her mind that this is what I want and I don't want to go nowhere else because it's very difficult to find someone out there. If she makes up her mind like, listen, we got children, let me make this thing work. And I think that's a problem for a lot of people because they think that, okay, because I have a child with you, but we still having problems, we still gotta stick together for the sake of the child.
yeah, but sometimes even
Sometimes.
sometimes
It depends
even
on the
after
issue, why not?
when the child born, I've seen so many things like this. Like when the child born,
That's
okay,
when you,
that's it,
yeah.
eh?
They must have
And again, because
responsibility.
you don't, yeah, there's that aspect of responsibility, all of a sudden you're not ready. But again, one of my mentors, he said, a lot of people have excuses.
Yeah.
And a lot of men have excuses. We say, too often they say, I ain't ready for this, I didn't have a father either, and I don't know why I'm doing it,
You're right,
and you're
you're right.
gone.
Indeed, I
But
understand.
what
you're
he
still
taught me
responsible for
is,
creating.
this is the thing, if you are, from the time you turn 18, and you now are considered an adult, your father not being there for you, that's a thing of the past.
Yeah.
You need to now decide what kind of father
You
you
wanna
are
be.
going to be.
You want to be a better person than your father.
Exactly.
Right.
Why
You want to do different.
why create the
learn
same
from it.
hurt that you have
For your child.
for your child? So if you are ready to lay down with this woman and impregnate this woman, and then be ready, make
For
a
the child.
conscious decision to be there for your child. And I'm not saying if your relationship is bad or if you didn't have a relationship to begin with and a child came out of it, all well and good, but that's no excuse for you not to be there. Absolutely not.
Yeah, yeah. I believe also in trying, like I said just now, trying to work out. Something goes wrong. Let's try to make it, work out because this is what we have. Family, family first.
Even if
and
you can't stand each other.
Sometimes.
because look, if you grow apart from your kids, I don't know, it will never be the same.
No,
To me,
you
it's
do
not.
this.
In
It
the
would
long run,
never.
it's gonna affect the children because
Yeah.
the minute that child grows up, and something happens along the way, they either choose to blame either the mother or the father. You're the reason why I didn't get to see my father, or you're the reason why I didn't get to see my mother. In such cases.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
Because remember, there's kids, right? They reach a certain age. Even grown people, they want to know who their father
My
is.
father is.
It's so strange. It's remarkable to
Some
me.
women are really
but-
spiteful,
It can be, but the thing
Some.
is, sometimes we look outside we look from outside and draw our own opinion, and you have no clue what that
What's going on.
mother is
going through,
protecting
yeah,
that child from.
True, yes.
You have so many, and sorry dads, I don't mean to be knocking you, but you have, sorry. It's Mother's Day, so we're gonna celebrate the mothers.
I'll leave you to that. Go
You
ahead.
know, so often you have, and I call them Facebook dads, where
They show stuff.
yeah, they cook a meal for the child, it's a big thing.
Yeah, yeah.
They go on Facebook.
Yeah.
You go to a soccer game, you're there, big thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Guess what? That's your duty.
Yes.
Yeah, indeed.
That is your duty.
Yeah.
Most mothers out there don't have the time to be taking pictures of every event that they attend.
No.
Every
sometimes
meal
it's
that they
normal.
cook, because it's a regular
something you
thing.
have to do.
It's
Yeah.
it's your duty, So again, sometimes you just gotta put your own,
Yeah,
your own insecurities
Tease aside, yeah.
and just be there for your kids. And again, if you're not with a mother, there's no reason for you not to support that woman.
Support that, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you know, so often you have parents that are no longer together and they have children, and you know, Mother's Day is coming around and the father doesn't even buy the mother a card.
Yeah.
Why not?
But you see what happens sometimes, Tatiana, you know, there's certain like situations. I was just gonna touch that topic before we go. Mothers sometimes talk bad about the father with the kids.
Yeah, that's not. I don't agree with that.
That happens a lot. All through. Let's say if you're with a guy and it doesn't go good, or whatever, and then the guy did something bad to you, you just talk bad about the father. You know, and sometimes the kid grows up with that against his father, and you know it brings sometimes mixed feelings.
But you know something, you can. I don't believe you can fool children. Like you can try, but you can't. If your actions prove differently,
you're right. Yeah.
Your child will know.
Be there for him.
You understand?
What he
But
sees
some
is what he
fathers
wants.
they are absent. And the simple man, and when the child is 20 years old, they ask daddy, but why you was there? Yeah, your mother didn't want me to be there. Excuse you?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? If you want to be there, you'll be there. If even the mother decides, okay, yeah, I don't want you to see this child,
Even if she goes away.
look, put a account aside for your child. When that child is 18, an adult that can decide on his own, you know, I'm going to see my father regardless. You have something to give that child.
For me, yes.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But everyone use it for an excuse, and you go on your regular life and your party, and you try to see that thing too.
Yeah.
But your mother didn't want to see. No, you put a conscious effort into it. You know, and I'm not like again. I don't want to knock the fathers, but it's the way it is. I mean,
I it's really hurting to see a lot of single mothers, but again, guys, I believe, right, if you got a child by this gentleman and it didn't go good, right, and you meet another guy, you have to be careful. Like, don't go get pregnant one time because it doesn't happen to him. Or take your time, meet the person. You know, it can go wrong, it can go bad too. But you find sometimes people just keep doing the same mistake.
making the same mistake. But then, you have to go deeper and ask yourself why. You know, why someone is.
Or you reach a certain extent, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe some
You
people
know?
just look, they feel more fulfilled or more loved, you know, when
Yeah,
they make a
yeah.
bunch of kids or whatever. But again, you know, only them can know what the situation is. But I believe whether a woman was with you and she moved on and she met someone else, that should not be an excuse for you not to be there for your kids.
Yeah, indeed.
You
You
know.
have to be there. That's hands down. You
Yeah,
have to be
because
there
if
for
you're
your kid.
not, if you are not there, then you give the opportunity to somebody else to be there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah,
I
that
choose
makes-
correctly, and if I choose correctly, that man will be a father to my children.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
and so again, you gotta check what you want with the life, what you want, you know,
Yeah.
and the children that the love that you want to instill in your kids. And the only way to do that is to be present.
Guys, we reached to the end of the program.
Already?
So
When
fast,
it's
huh?
part two.
It's so fast. But
I
before we
guess
go, I
not.
just want to give our presents from Strictly Business. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
today
you so
and
much.
for being a hard-working mother, because I know
Thank
both of
you.
you all work hard for your kids. So Strictly Business, guys, thank you so much for being with us. Listen to us, SOS Radio. See you Sunday. Take care. Strictly Business.